Welcome to this episode of Baikoen Bonsai Safer at Home series, Ancient Bristlecone Cone Forest. We planned our trip to see the bristlecone on the weekend after Labor Day. We drove a day before and staged ourselves in the city of Bishop by driving up the 395. We left Bishop around 9 a.m. on the 395 heading east on the 168 and then north on the White Mountain Road to the bristlecone forest. The weather was nice. It was hot in the 90s while the Alpine Heights was in its cool 60s. You're welcomed by a rather beautiful visitor center and an opportunity to take 3 different trails: Discovery, Cabin, Methuselah walking trail. We took the Discovery 1.2 mile round trip, which approximately took us about 2 hours. It was our very first time there. We planned to head back home the same day, so we took the shorter trail that day. If you notice from this walking trail, it's rather flat in the beginning, and it actually inclines significantly for about 1,000 feet. On this trip, we actually had a couple of people with us, and we're just trying it out, so this is probably a club meeting in the future. If you look at some of the deadwood features, it's amazing how long has been aged and weathered. These 2 trees you see are dead by the time the Constitution was signed. If you look closely at some of the deadwood, it's amazing how tightly the grains are and some of the gin features that you see here. As you walk further up the path, you see some of the majestic bristlecone cone forest here. Some are live wood, some are deadwood, some have been lightning strike. It just really has that sense of age. If you look at some of the nabari on this tree, it's amazing how it's been undermined and actually has a greater flare because how it's positioned on that mountainside. If you look closely at the foliage, it is actually a 5-needle pine, and it's actually one of the longest growing needles, and some of these needles have been on these trees for about 45 years. If you look across this landscape, we have one of the oldest living trees here. It's called Methuselah. It's around 4,851 years old. Some of the reason why these trees live so old is because of the impoverished soil. It's probably made up of a shell type of soil mix, which was upthrusted from an ancient ocean into this mountain range. As you go further into the hike, in the mid portion, you'll notice some of these amazing gin and shari features of some of these really old trees. And this is one of the main reasons of coming up here, is seeing some of these trees in their natural environment. And really, when we're ginning and sharing our own trees at home, is trying to mimic that same type of style that we see in nature here. When displaying trees, I usually like looking at accents that mimics the same area, and here's one of these beautiful accents. Here's one of the final portions of this hike, and you see how desolate the background is and how high we are in the elevation here, where nothing else really grows in this area. It really gives you an idea of the juxtaposition between that lifeline, the life and death of these plants, growing in this really harsh environment. I hope this video inspires you once this COVID-19 passes to make you want to go visit the ancient bristlecone forest in your forest. We'll most likely be planning a club trip in the near future. I'd like to thank Lindsay and Debbie Shiba and my family for being guinea pigs on this trip. Hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys next time.